Hello, everybody. Our parasha addresses the mitzvah of what is known as vidui masros, wherein a person would declare that they had observed the mitzvah of tithing, etc., properly in accordance with the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded it, bi'arti HaKodesh min habayit, when things had to be removed from the house, he did so. And it concludes with the proclamation that the person did things properly. Lo avarti mi mitzvotecha, I did not violate any of the mitzvah aspects. Velo shachachti, nor did I forget. And the question is raised, what do you mean, nor did I forget? Or to put it in the way that the Malbim expresses it, he basically says, Zemiyutar. What's a person saying here? If a person forgot, a person forgot. What is the purpose of the proclamation? I did everything the way I'm supposed to. I didn't deliberately not fulfill a mitzvah. Oh, and I didn't forget. So the Netziv explains that, and he gives us an insight, I think, into what forgetfulness can mean. It's not always an onus, oops, I forgot, couldn't help it, but rather that the person had an attitude towards the halacha, lo avarti al hadinim afilu b'shigigat shikcha. I didn't violate anything even because of the mistake of forgetfulness, meaning when something is that important to an individual, they make sure not to forget. I approached this mitzvah with alacrity, with seriousness, so that I wouldn't come to forget any of the details. Rashi, on the other hand, suggests V'lo shachachti addresses that I didn't forget mi levarech al hafrashat ma'asrot. I didn't forget to make the bracha on the separation of tithes. Now, the Mizrahi, a commentary on Rashi, and many others immediately jump and raise the question, wait a minute, we're talking about what's in the Torah. Brachos for mitzvos, except for Birchas Hamazon, brachos over the performance of a mitzvah is only a rabbinic institution. It wouldn't be in the Torah, oh, I didn't forget to make a bracha. So there are those who say that Rashi is alluding to the fact that this is not a literal drasha of the Torah, that a person has to make a bracha and therefore declares, I didn't forget to make the bracha, but rather it's what's called an asmachta, albeit it is of rabbinic origin. They hook the rabbinic halacha on a verse in the Torah. So when the Torah says, V'lo shachachti, a rabbinic drasha, not a drasha of the Torah itself, says, I didn't forget to make a bracha. Not terribly convincing, perhaps. So we have to turn to a Mishnah in the 5th perek of Meiser Sheni, in which this pasuk is actually darshaned in the Mishnah itself and thus appears as such in several of the medrashim. Lo shachachti mi levarechecha umi lahazkir shimcha alav. It doesn't simply say mi levarech, to make a bracha, but to bless you, God, which is speaking of an attitude of how one approaches Hashem, how one approaches his mitzvos, and to praise you and to mention your name regarding this mitzvah, that when I do the mitzvah, I do it because of you, God, not stam, it's a good thing to do. And therefore it's interesting that in several girsas of Rashi, instead of it saying mi levarech, it says mi levarechecha, more in tune with the darshan of the Mishnah and of the Midrashim. The Gur Aryeh The Maharal Prague amplifies on this idea. And he says, what does Mila Varechacha really mean? Shenatati hama'asrot l'shem HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whatever I did was because of you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, dedicated to you. V'natati otam bi'ahava. My attitude is such that I perform the mitzvah with tremendous love. And not only that, v'shibachti alav HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I praised you, Hashem. I'm delighted to be an Eved Hashem who is charged with performing his mitzvot. This speaks to a tremendous attitude that we should have in our performance of all mitzvot, not to look at them as things that drag us down, as burdens, as, I have to do it. It costs a lot. It takes time. It's inconvenient. It's difficult. But rather to look at every mitzvah as an opportunity. God cares about us and charged us with doing mitzvahs. We don't always understand why with regard to any particular mitzvah, but we do know that we're special in that God gave us the opportunity to fulfill his mitzvahs. Ratza HaKadosh Baruch Hu lezakos es Yisrael. He wanted to give us merits. Lefichach hirba lahem Torah mitzvos. So mitzvos are an opportunity. We bless God. We do so with love, even if it's inconvenient. We're delighted to do it because we're absolutely in love with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom.